Hi everyone, it's Talia from And So We Craft, and today I'm going to show you the process of going through creating this week 20 of Lior's baby album in the Project Lifestyle. So I put all my photos out and my embellishments, and I've actually already made this title card. This is one of my standard ways of doing it, where I have a pattern paper that I like, and I use leather stickers, usually black ones, and then put the date on. And I've used these fabrics strips, which you just cut to size and then rip along. It's like fabric but with a sticky background. And I just put the date stamp on that for the start and the end of the week. So that's a really easy way to make a title page. And if you look through all the pages that I do, that is a fairly standard way for me to do it. So we'll just go through quickly through the rest of it as I just put together this layout. So as I already said, I've already chosen basically all the embellishments, and now it's just the process of putting them together in the right spot. And then I find a really easy way to do it, because it means you can repeat different patterns and motifs. So I've got the little star there, and on the card underneath that I've got stars as well, and then I may possibly add them, other places if I feel like it. You'll see here that I'm using a lot of double-sided tape for the photos, and I am cheating a little bit, and I'm using just a glue stick for the cardboard, which it's not very sort of technically right, because it's not acid free, but sometimes you just do what you gotta do. I need to re-get my glue dot thing to make that work better for me. So I'm just going through. You can see here, like, this is similar to last month's theme with the different size photos. I've got this Instagram photo, and it's actually a collage as well. And Lior's actually only in a tiny little bit of it, but I think that that's okay to not have to have other things that your child was involved in, and not necessarily a photo of them. This was a day where we went out and met some other bloggers and this sort of thing, and had some yummy lunch. So I'm just adhering these stars on as well, and then put them in. I like to put the card back into the pocket protector once I've done it, just so that I know that it's sort of done. And this one is a filler card that I'm making, and we're going to talk more about these filler cards next week. But the basic idea, as you can see here, is just using a piece of pattern paper and then creating a little embellishment stack on the top. So for this one I'm using 2 tags, a bigger one and a smaller one, and I'm not even going to adhere the smaller one on top, because it's in the pocket protector, it should be fairly secure. And so this embellishment that I've made is pretty cute. Like, I have these tiny little envelopes, and then that's just a little card from Ellie's Studio, and then I've just used a brad and a paper flower that I had to put that together to add a little extra bit. And yeah, so I'm just putting that on. I did it upside down, so it's on the other side now. That's okay. And yeah, just put that in, and I'll write journaling on that little card, and then it can be sort of taken out later. This card is actually like a good idea when you have a paper that you kind of like, but it's going to be too overwhelming for what you're doing. So I quite like this paper with the alphabet, but I felt that the photo that I want to put on it, or any of the photos really that I would want to use, didn't really work with it, but I definitely want to use the paper because I have it. So what I've decided to do is just put this vellum over the top, and this actually is from the Studio Calico Atlantic collection, so it has like constellations and stars and whatever on it, but you could use plain vellum as well. And so I put that on just to mute it basically. And then still I felt like the photo needed a bit of a backing, so I've just used this card that I cut out from my Cricut, which if I'm organized enough I will give you a download so that you can cut it out on a Cricut or whatever as well. But I just with the craft, I always use craft for backing photos because it's just so easy. And so yeah, what I'm trying to explain to you there with my fingers is that I'm making sure everything is just a little bit smaller, that things don't line up. You know, the brown card is just a tiny bit smaller than the actual height of the card, and the vellum was a little bit thinner, and you know, all of these sorts of things. So it just helps to create a bit of interest and not make things line up, because then if you have some things that line up and some things that don't, it can look funny. What else? Oh, that card, sorry, that's my big fat pregnant belly sticking in the way. That card I did just use the glue stick for, because I wasn't going to use any photos on there. So here we're making another little filler card basically, where I may add journaling to it. We'll see when we get to the end if I do or not. I'm just using double-sided tape on these wood veneer embellishments. So this is a trick, and it's a bit of a funny thing. You know, I'm just putting the strip of double-sided tape down and then sticking the stars on top. So as you can imagine, there's quite a bit of double-sided tape that's just empty and doesn't have anything stuck to it. And that could be a problem, except that it's going to be in this plastic, and the wood veneer makes it stick up, so it shouldn't be a problem. But you need to just use your judgment if that's something that you're happy with or not. This was another collage photo that I've used for this one, and that's another little tag from Ellie's studio. Some photos don't need journaling really, you know, but it's always funny, I think, to see just everyday life that's repeated. Obviously here feeding and drooling and chewing on things are repeated a bit in this week. You know, if they're the things that you took lots of photos of, then they're the things to remember. And when you're doing an album that, you know, this is week 20 from 2012, so it's like quite over a year ago now that this happened. I didn't document them all really well, so I am just sort of like going off of trying to remember things. It's nice when you see a theme repeated like that. Well, I can be fairly confident that, you know, this was a time when Leo was teething and a bit upset this week if he was feeding enough that I took photos of him feeding and chewing on things enough that I thought it was important to take a photo of him chewing on things, then obviously that was an important part of the week. So you just sort of use your deductive skills to write journaling when it's something from a long time ago, if you don't quite remember all the details. I probably should have just used glue or something on this one because the double-sided tape was annoying. And then this is a bit tricky because I'm using the two pieces. They fit together fairly well, but you know, I have to slip it all down. But once I've put this card together, that's basically the layout done. I just need to add journaling and double check if I'm happy with all the embellishments and things like that. So I will write those in and then come back for you guys. So here is the finished layout. I'll go through. I've just added some journaling in different places because this is Leo's 4-month-old photo, even though technically it was in the week before that his actual anniversary was. I took the photos in this second week. So I've just included like a little bit of journaling of things that he did and have changed since he was 3 months old. What else? Oh, I added a bit of journaling down here, you can see, and some letter stickers over there, some more journaling. So not too much extra, but that is how the layout finished up.